5, Political Pop, trained by Michael Dickinson and ridden by Graham Bradley. Political Pop won this race last year, ridden by Robert Earnshaw, carrying 10 stone 2, and he won 6 times altogether last season. He's won 8 races in all. Last time out, he was second at Newbury in the Hennessy Gold Cup at the end of November, behind Diamond Edge. There he is on the left in the striped colours, the winner Diamond Edge in the middle of the picture, and Shady Deal, who runs in this race today, is on the right of the picture with the white sleeves. And you can see that Bill Smith on the winner Diamond Edge is going the best. Robert Earnshaw drives Political Pop into the last, jumps it well. That was Leslie Ann who went at the last. But Diamond Edge just holding Political Pop, who sticks to him really well all the way to the line. There's only half a length in it, and he makes Diamond Edge fight all the way. 8.5 lengths back in 4th place is Shady Deal, who's now only £4 better off, so on the face of it, that shouldn't be enough to change the placings, though he has had the advantage of a more recent outing than Political Pop, who hasn't run since then. Graham Bradley, who rides him today, last rode him in the race before Newbury when he was second at Worcester. They start right in front of the stands here.
18 fences to jump, 2 circuits of the course to complete, and Political Pop a firm favourite to make this another big day for Michael Dickinson. And off they go with Sunset Crystal, the first to show, from Saw Cold and Wiggy Geo on the outside, then Indecision and Canton and Shady Deal. The back marker is Bob Job on the rails, and just outside of that is Kelso Chant. And Wiggy Geo pulls himself into the lead from Indecision in second, and Sunset Crystal, the Great Yorkshire Chase, 4th. That's back in 3rd place. Then a gap back to Saw Cold and Canton, the 2-level grump runners. Then a gap to 14ers Express, and a further gap back to Shady Deal and Silent Valley, running for the first time in 11 months. Then Kelso Chant, Political Pop and Bob Job, and they're going a real good gallop as they face up to the first of 18 fences. Indecision and Wiggy Geo in the air together, and Wiggy Geo is the better jumper over it, and they all jump it. Kelso Chant made a slight mistake at the back of the field and drops back to last, but it's Wiggy Geo who leads from Indecision in second and Sunset Crystal 3rd. Then I get back to Saw Cold as they jump the second, which is the first open ditch, and they all jump it well. Wiggy Geo from Indecision and Sunset Crystal, then Saw Cold and Canton, then 14ers Express as they jump the water. And all over that with Political Pop creeping a little bit closer to the main bunch of the field. In fact, he's going up to lead the second group as they jump the 4th. He's moved into 4th place there, and 14ers Express made a small mistake at that. Wiggy Geo with Indecision on the outside, Sunset Crystal is 3rd, then Political Pop on the inside of Canton and Saw Cold as they jump the 5th. All over that. Experienced jumpers these, and Wiggy Geo leads them from Indecision and Sunset Crystal, then Political Pop and Canton and Saw Cold, then Shady Deal and Silent Valley on the inside of 14ers Express, and the last 2 are Bob Job and Kelso Chant. Still, Wiggy Geo, 3 pounds overweight, but still carrying a minimum 10 stone. Indecision looming up on his outside. These 2 a couple of lengths clear from Sunset Crystal, then Political Pop going cosily in 4th. Canton's behind that with Shady Deal, then Silent Valley and Saw Cold, who's lost a bit of ground. Bob drops towards the outside. The back markers now Kelso Chant as they come to jump the first in the straight, which is an open ditch. Wiggy Geo leads over it, and they've all jumped it, as Kelso Chant jumping it in last place, but all 11 still on their feet. And Sunset Crystal jumps that one in front from Wiggy Geo and Indecision, then Political Pop and Canton in the inside, then 14ers Express in the centre, Shady Deal, and Silent Valley and Bob Job and Saw Cold and Kelso Chant as they jump this plain fence, and they all jump it. Sunset Crystal from Wiggy Geo and Indecision, and Political Pop and Canton and 14ers Express and Shady Deal and Silent Valley and Bob Job as they jump to the 9th, which will be the last fence next time round. Plenty of brush flying, but all over it. And they race past the stands with a complete circuit to go. Sunset Crystal from Wiggy Geo and Indecision, Political Pop and Canton, 14ers Express, then Silent Valley and Shady Deal and Bob Job, and then a long gap back to the last 2, Kelso's Chant and Saw Cold. sweeping out onto the second circuit, and they've gone a good gallop the whole way. And this, the biggest field for this race for a number of years after the recent bad weather hold-up. And Wiggy Gio's in front again from Sunset Cristo and Indecision, and Political Pop in fourth, Fortina's Express, and Canton and Shady Deal and Bob Job and Silent Valley behind that, and then a long gap back to the two who are tailed off at the back. This is the 10th, and it's another plain fence as they come to it. Indecision and Wiggy Gio, then Sunset Cristo and Political Pop, Fortina's Express and Canton, and Shady Deal and Bob Job, and Silent Valley. This next, the 11th, will be the third of the four ditches in the race, and Indecision leads into it from Wiggy Gio and Sunset Cristo and Political Pop, Fortina's Express and Canton, Bob Job and Shady Deal and Silent Valley, and the last two are tailed off. This is the water again, and they all jump that with Political Bob jumping right up on the inside, disputing it now with Indecision. And those two jump that one stride for stride. All over that, Political Bob and Indecision. As they come towards the fifth last, Political Pop just the fractional leader now, bidding for his second successive win in this race. He won it easily 12 months ago, and he's in front with fully 3/4 of a mile to race. Political Pop from Indecision, a long gap back to Sunset Cristo. Behind that is Fortina's Express and Canton, and Bob Job making a bit of ground. Wiggy Gio's tired now, as is Shady Deal, and also Silent Valley running for the first time in 11 months. And we've lost one at the back, which was, while Soul Cold still on his feet, so was the other one. As they sweep into the straight, the two leaders, Indecision on the outside of Political Pop, and they're 15 lengths clear of the third horse, who is Sunset Cristo. Then Fortina's Express making a bit of ground with Bob Job and Canton as they come to this fourth last, the last open ditch. Indecision and Political Pop, they're well clear of the rest of the field. Sunset Cristo's over in third with Fortina's Express in fourth. Then Bob Job, who's still making ground, and Canton on the far side as they come towards the third last. And it's David Dutton on Indecision, Graham Bradley on Political Pop, and these two are clear. There's a dog on the course, but he's not going to interfere with the runners as they race down towards the second last. Canton's a four at the third last, and here they come to the second last. Political Pop over from Indecision. These two still neck and neck, and they're 15 lengths clear of the rest, who are headed by Bob Job and Fortina's Express from Sunset Cristo as they come to the last. Indecision on the stand side, Political Pop on the far side. Indecision leads into it, and he's over from Political Pop, but they're still stride for stride on the run-in. 200 yards to go. Political Pop now forging clear on the far side from Indecision. 100 yards to go, and it's Political Pop running on gamely. Indecision in dispute, but at the line is Political Pop, who wins it. Indecision is second. Bob Job runs on like a lion to be third. A close thing for fourth between Fortina's Express and Sunset Cristo. Then a gap back to Shady Deal, and Soul Cold, who runs on to be Silent Valley, and Wiggy Gio home. And those are the only finishers at the end of the Selby Handicap chase. So the result, a win for number 5, Political Pop, owned by Mr. Dan Starkey, trained by Michael Dickinson, is 36th for the season, and ridden by Graham Bradley. Second, number 16, Indecision, owned by Mr. T.D. Strong, trained by Peter Easterby and ridden by David Dutton. And third, number 18, Bob Job, owned by Mr. John Brockbank, trained by him and ridden by John Gordon. A photo for fourth between Fortina's Express and Sunset Cristo. So a terrific duel between these horses over the last half mile of the race, stride for stride, most of the way up the straight, as we can review now with John Hammond.
Yes, they've been together for the last mile of the race. It was the water jump over a mile from home where Political Pop went up on the inside to dispute the lead with Indecision, who's made him fight all the way. Political Pop's jumped the last 4 fences really well, and that might just have clinched it, because Indecision looked to be taking a slight lead going to the last. Graham Bradley hard at work on Political Pop, but he gets another tremendous jump out of him at the last. Takes off just behind Indecision, but gets away from the fence quicker, and that's what's won him the race, because he's just keeping that slight advantage he gained at and coming away from the final fence, and he holds Indecision by about a length. In fact, he's going away in the last 50 yards to win probably by a length and a half. A very long gap back then to Bob Job in third place.
So, a second successive win in this race for Political Pop. He won 6 out of his 9 races last season. He's now been second, and first this season. No particular plans for him. Michael Dickinson says he'll play it as it comes. But he's a decisive winner, the second winning favourite of the day. Here now the starting prices.
First, number 5, Political Pop, even money favourite. Second, number 16, Indecision, 7-1. And third, number 18.